was inspired by Florence Scovel Shinn since I was about 15 years old. And one of the phrases or lessons that I remember that stuck with me from her books is when she explained to someone, or in the book, that she was never one for an old-fashioned chat. And what she meant by that is like, you know, having a phone conversation. It's actually typical of what women do, and with their girlfriends, and rehashing the stories or what's going on with so-and-so. And a lot of times at the end of it, you find that maybe 70% or more, maybe, I don't know, would be negative, rehashing what they're going through, the dramas. It's just like, you know, recycling negativity. And it is really not good for your energy. It's not good for moving forward. It keeps things stuck. The same storyline, the same issues, getting lost in it, you know? So just wanted to put that toward you to think about. What stories are you recycling that don't need to be, they really don't need to be vented again. They really don't need to be aired out or reprocessed or dissected. It's better to just let it go. It happened. Now what can we focus on that's good? You know what I mean? With that, going into the tarot. Whoa. Let's start again. Okay, Spirit, what do we want to say about the old-fashioned chat? Three of Pentacles. They're kind of putting their head together, working on something together. A team. Progress, too. Three of Pentacles means progress. So, a group of people making progress. Three of Cups. Wow. A group of people celebrating. In a celebratory mood at very least. 3 and 3, 6. 33, Master 33. Okay, what else, Spirit? So, I'm taking this, too, as in good times, good vibrations, celebrating as a group, not bringing each other down, but lifting each other up. Putting your head together, focusing on something for progress. Thanks, Spirit. And then Judgment came out, using good judgment in your daily conversations, interactions with others. Seven of Wands, but it came out reverse. Unprotected, not standing your ground. Guess Spirit is saying, make sure you don't leave yourself unguarded and just open to any kind of toxicity, even through words, energy of others bringing you down. You know, someone saying like, you know, what happened to Ann today? You could say politely, you know, I'm sorry for Ann, but I don't think it'll help her to recycle what she went through. Why don't we just talk about some good things Ann's going through, or try to remind Ann of the good things to look forward to in life. Whoa, Spirit. Okay, it's a lively card deck today. What else? And they're flipping out fast too. 7 of Cups. We have 7, 7. We're getting mirrors. We're getting like back-to-back numbers. Okay, 7 of Cups. After the 7 of Wands, that was in the reverse though. But this 7 of Cups in the right, upright. Many options. Yeah. Let's tell Susie and whoever all the positive options to look forward to, all the positive news to focus on. Lovers came out with the Nine of Swords. A lot of times, especially again with women, I'm going to call it out. I call out the men, I'm calling out the ladies. A lot of times the phone conversations about the disappointment, the night, especially teenagers or young adults, the long nights in agony or anguish over a relationship that's souring or betrayal or something like that. So yeah, not focusing on that so much. Before you know it, you're expecting that as a relationship. And then we have Knight of Cups with the Star. Bringing forth love for healing. You know what I mean? Raising love up. See, he's holding up that cup. Raising it up. Raising a bar. You know, raising your energy. Raising your conversation to, you know, this is what we expect. This is what we're going to speak about and invite more into our world. And that's very healing. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And at the bottom of the deck, we have calmer waters. Six of Swords. Moving on to calmer waters. Okay, what else? Spirit. Anything else about this message? I'll link a video to Florence Shen because she has many. And you may just want to give her a little bit of, give her a chance. Oh my stars, this came out like a sentence. Escaping fantasy came out together. Avoiding, blocking, daydreaming, imagining, fantasizing. Maybe phone calls and other people's drama can be addictive because it's a way of escaping your own world. It's kind of like you're living out in a fantasy of what they're going through instead of focusing on what you need to, you know, addressing your own world. Obsession. Being obsessed with the drama. The adrenaline rush of, oh my goodness, did you hear what happened to so-and-so? It makes me run the other way, but some people are addicted to that. Memories, reminiscing, repeating patterns too, you know, over and over again. That story. Sometimes people will bring up something that happened with you 20 years ago, and they're still talking about it today. You're not even the same person anymore, but they're talking about it nonetheless. MoveOn.org. Elusive. Says dishonesty, deception, and trickery. I've always sensed, and Florence talks about it too, it keeps you low vibrational. It's a very good trick of dark forces, we'll say, that want to lower the vibration. You're helping them. Talk about others. Stay bogged down in that kind of like low life chatter. It's like, you know, and low life, I don't mean that in a way of belittling a person's issues or a person, but I mean low life as in low vibrational, low life force, bringing your life down and it being successful at doing that. And it may not even, you see the fog? It's kind of misty, or it says even elusive. It's not like tangible. You don't know. You can't, it's tricky. You don't know that it's doing that to you. And one more from here. I flipped over finally. Shocking, turmoil, trouble, unexpected. I think it's a shock to your system too much. You know what I mean? Every time you answer the phone, yeah, the adrenaline rush. What happened now with you, Beth? Or, Sarah or whatever, Paige. It's like, what happened now, Paige? But then your system's getting a repeated shock. How about calm? Get used to loving to be calm. Get addicted to being in peace and not having to be shocked or hear what's next. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful life that way. Yeah, emotional storm is under that. The emotional storm that you go through digesting someone else's issues or even making your own. A good story to tell, so dramatic. Can you believe what he did? I mean, let's just take it down a notch and look at it from another viewpoint. It's not that big of a deal. I'm making it one, but it really is not. And guess what? Everything's temporary. It's going to blow over anyway. Thank God for the passage of time when it comes to that, especially because it means not a hill of beans next week. So, okay, self-care, especially regarding this spirit from this deck. Oh, not the same. We get the same cards over and over from self-care and self-love. What do we got? Massage your hands in with lotion or oil. I would add feet too, with lotion or oil. Coconut oil, as I was saying in my earlier video. Okay, Chosen 144 wants to peep out. That doesn't even belong in this deck. I'm talking to somebody that's chosen. Any more self-care? One more. Anxious. That doesn't belong in this deck either. The Most High is saying it causes anxiety for you to stay in that constant, routine of chatter, we'll say. We'll call it chatter. And that goes 10 times or maybe even more. It's exponential. If you are actually speaking over someone else's life in a negative way, that's definitely going to lower your vibration and your expectations of what's to come into your life. You reap what you sow. What shapes do you see in the clouds? So spending some time in nature. I said one more, but I need another. Treat yourself to a long shower or bath, moving slowly. Speak an affirmation into the mirror. I love you. You're golden. You are beaming. And speak an affirmation in the mirror about your friend. Help them. Paige is doing a good job. Paige is a wonderful mother. Paige has very good fashion sense. Paige looks good in red. Whatever it is, it doesn't hurt. Speak blessings over Paige. With that, thank you for being here for this message, and I'll see you in the next one.